Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 10-piece limited edition launched in 2019. This is the Speake-Marin London Chronograph Bronze, a timepiece that is 42 millimeters in diameter in bronze using a new old stock Valjoux 72 chronograph caliber. It's 15.3 millimeters thick, 42 in diameter, 53.3 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip across the wrist, and it has a spacing between the lugs of 20 millimeters. The watch is broad and substantial, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for a wrist smaller than mine. I think you need a 16 centimeter circumference wrist like mine or larger to really wear this watch well, because this Piccadilly style case, as Speake-Marin calls it, is truly broad, almost like a Breguet on steroids. It's those straight lugs and the canister-like profile that make it wear so large. Taking a quick look at the strap. You can see it is calfskin with a wonderfully suede nubuck-like texture, thick cut. You can see the layers of leather from the side, and there's a wonderful off-white contrasting stitch that pairs nicely with the tones of the dial and the bronze case. You can see on the underside it is calfskin, and it is a brand new Speake-Marin strap. It's been neither gouged nor crimped. The watch includes a double folding clasp, and you can see it is a twin fold, and this must be the same clasp used by Zenith because it has a lot of similarities. You can see the use of the same general architecture, and you can see that it uses ceramic spring-loaded pin snaps, so the steel, or I should say titanium in this case, cannot aggress against the ceramic pin snaps, so the tolerances stay crisp over time. We have a twin trigger release system. That means you can't accidentally pop open. It's not friction fit. You must disengage it by pressing the trigger, so it gives you security. Deployant clasps are really there to protect you from accidentally dropping your watch while putting it on or taking it off. The Piccadilly case, you can see quite a bit going on. Peter Speake-Marin, the founder of the brand, started as a restoration specialist, restoring clocks and watches near Piccadilly Square, and that is the namesake of this case. You can see it is a little bit different from a Breguet in that the lugs are stepped out. You can see that the flanks have a little bit of a scalloped kerf on their profile, and we have enormous screws and bars fitting the strap to the case. That's reassuring, as screws and bars are more reliable than spring bars. We have the Speake-Marin logo on the crown, which you can see has an inverse conical profile. There's a little bit of burnishing going on this case, as well as patina, so all of that is intentional. It's designed to have an aged look to it. We have pump-style pushers, and then we have a dial with many different focal planes. You can see outboard there's a Rayhaut that doubles as a scale for reading minutes, seconds, and fractions of seconds. Then we have a center dial that's a gray gradient. It's almost silver at the center, and then it's a dark anthracite at its edge. We have gold, or bronze, I should say, printed Roman numerals. We have 3 platform discs that bear the constant seconds as well as chronograph hours and chronograph minutes. Then we have this lovely orange varnished seconds hand with a handsome lollipop counterweight. And you could see underneath the dial there is a little polished, black polished disc that is actually the Speake-Marin logo. And you can see as the time advances, that little disc rotates with the hands at center. Now, the watch employs something rarely seen in modern watchmaking, which is a new old stock vintage movement installed for its aesthetics as well as its historical character. Now, this is a V72, which among many, many other applications was used in the manual wind Rolex Daytonas. What we have right here is a handsomely finished V72, and you can actually see the maker's mark as well as the model number down on the base plate. We have satination and beveling on the edge of the steel parts that are used for the chronograph, and then you can see we have stripes as well as beveling used on the brass rhodium plated components, the bridges and the plates. Now, it is a column wheel lateral clutch chrono. You can see the column wheel has been black polished on its top, as have all the screw heads. The feel and sound of this column wheel is among the finest I've ever experienced. It's really that good. And it has the aesthetically pleasing lateral clutch that shows you the driving wheel operating off the fourth wheel of the movement, the intermediate wheel, and then it drives the chronograph center wheel. We can also see quite easily that there are recentering hammers and heart cams and those come into play when you reset the chronograph. It's a manual wind, 40-hour power reserve, 17 joules, column wheel, lateral clutch, beating away at a very aesthetically pleasing 18,000 vibrations per hour, or 2.5 hertz, and this is a true vintage movement. The watch is 30 meters water resistant and has lots of modern as well as antiquarian appeal. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing detail.